Across the Atlantic, a striking message is taking shape. Ireland's Prime Minister has called aligning with Canada the obvious choice in the face of new U.S. tariffs. On the very same day, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney was in London, meeting with leaders from the UK, Spain, and Denmark. These aren't just routine diplomatic meetings. Together, they signal a major shift. Washington's tariff campaign, designed to bring allies closer and pull supply chains home, is having the opposite effect. It's nudging partners to look elsewhere for stability and trade. The U.S. strategy has been direct. Since early September, the Trump administration has enforced a reciprocal tariff regime, slapping heavy new charges on everything from heavy trucks to a staggering 100% tariff on branded pharmaceuticals. The goal was to create leverage. But instead of capitulating, allies are recalculating. Ireland, a hub for the pharmaceutical industry, is now loudly pivoting towards Canada, pledging to formally ratify their trade agreement and send a high-level trade mission across the Atlantic. For Ireland, this is a direct hedge against instability in its largest market. This realignment isn't limited to Europe. The U.S. pressure has also pushed Canada and Mexico closer together. In a swift and symbolic move, Prime Minister Carney traveled to Mexico City to sign a new strategic partnership agreement. This pact covers joint infrastructure projects like ports, rail, and energy corridors, and deeper cooperation on issues like organized crime and the environment. Fearing a potential U.S. withdrawal from the North American trade deal in 2026, Canada and Mexico are building their own insurance policy. The very tariffs meant to isolate Ottawa have instead strengthened continental bonds without Washington. Perhaps the most powerful symbol of this shift is in defense. Canada is embarking on one of its largest ever military procurements, a new fleet of up to 12 submarines worth tens of billions of dollars. The two finalists are a German conglomerate and a South Korean firm. American defense contractors are notably absent from the bidding. Ottawa is sending a clear message. If Washington treats Canada as a trade adversary, it cannot expect to be rewarded with multi-billion-dollar defense contracts. This strategic snub shows that the fallout from tariffs extends far beyond simple goods. The consequences for the United States are becoming clear. The original goal of concentrating trade and investment within its borders has failed. Instead, the tariffs are diffusing trade flows and encouraging partners to build new supply chains that bypass the U.S. For American consumers, this means higher prices on imported goods. For American industry, it means watching contracts, capital, and joint ventures land in Canada and Europe instead. In the end, the scoreboard won't be measured in political speeches, but in hard economic data, investment decisions, export shares, and new supply chain maps. The Ireland-Canada pivot, the Canada-Mexico partnership, and the German submarine deal all tell the same story. Pressure designed to reinforce America's centrality is instead encouraging its allies to build a more diversified and resilient network of their own. In trying to force the world to play by its rules, the U.S. may have just inspired them to write a new playbook altogether.